are we at? We're in Canada.
We're in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing out here.
Except my crazy hair.
Yeah. We just finished the Mighty Five, the Big Five of Utah.
Utah's Big Five. Can you name them in the order that we saw them?
Zion, Bryce Canyon, Capitol Reef, Arches, Canyonlands. I love that we were able to go to all five so that we could kind of see the diversity of each park. Like, you can definitely see why they are each their own national park. And Utah, I mean,
Gosh,
way to go.
you're welcome, Utah.
You didn't do anything.
I visited them. You're welcome. If you were going to the Big Five, let's start with Zion as an example. What would you say would be your best, favorite experience?
Well, my favorite thing that we did at Zion was, so we were able to take our bikes on this trip, which I loved. And they have this great trail at Zion that you can go on straight from the campground. And it's called the Paras Trail.
Paras.
P-A-R-U-S Trail.
Yeah, let us know how you say it.
And it goes right by the river, and that was absolutely my favorite thing that we did, just because I love riding my bike, and just being able to experience it in Zion was really awesome.
I'm glad you
What about
asked. I'm glad you asked. So, I would say, well, we did Angel's Landing. Iconic trail there in Zion. We went all the way to the second tier top, not the third tier top. So we did not do the chains, mainly because, one, there was just a lot of people there, and it was just crowded, and we had a whole bunch of other things we wanted to do. So, but the other thing was, we just didn't feel comfortable taking a 9-year-old up there. So
Next time, though.
we chose not to do the chains, but I always love, I say always, this is the second time we've been to Zion. Both times we've been, Angel's Landing has been one of my faves, just because the views are amazing. It's a very rewarding hike if you can get to the top.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and even just where we went, even though we didn't go on the chains, where we went
It was beautiful.
so beautiful. The
Yeah.
view was gorgeous.
I am a big fan of Zion. I've said multiple times, probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite national park. And I really don't know why, because there's not, like, in comparison to bigger parks, it's not like there's a ton to do there.
Sure.
But the handful of things that you can do there are pretty spectacular. Let's bring this down a little bit. Let's talk national parks.
So what was your favorite at Bryce?
My favorite was easily the sunrise sunset trail we did.
Queen's Garden.
Queen's Garden, is that what it's called? But you start at the sunset and then you walk to the sunrise trailhead.
That's what we did, yeah.
That's what we did, which we would highly recommend because that's what we did. Yeah, I thought that was good. Yeah, anything that I do, you should totally do.
I really loved that trail as well. It was such a good trail. And so much of it was covered in snow because we're at about 9,000 feet elevation. And, you know, it was a little colder than usual. And so I just loved that. I felt like we kind of got to play in the snow a little bit.
Hey, welcome back to Consider the Wonders. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Capitol Reef right now.
Capitol Reef.
You cannot play with this while we're
You are now
because you're gonna go like this.
Right. Right. I will actually.
You will. You know what? Why don't you hold them? Let's see what happens.
No.
You just hold it.
No.
My fave thing at Capitol Reef was by far the Fruita Historic District. I
Good.
absolutely loved it. All of the history that's there, I didn't even realize there was so much there. And I really, really appreciated that. I enjoy learning the history of our country. And it was definitely a great place to be able to do that. Just so many, like, anytime we can see some petroglyphs is always like a good day.
We did go down the scenic drive, which was about a 10-mile drive. Is that right? 10, 12?
Yes.
Somewhere in there. So as we were driving down the scenic drive, at the end there is the Capitol Gorge, Gorge, not George. So the gorge was pretty cool because it's kind of an off-road trail that takes you to ultimately a trailhead to where you can do another hike that's basically inside of this canyon. I don't know, I can't remember the name of the canyon. But anyway, the Capitol Gorge Trail had some petroglyphs on it. We got to see some Waco tanks.
Some tanks.
Some
They
tanks.
just call them tanks.
It was also cool because you could see like the original settlers and like carved their names into the sides of the canyon. That was really cool.
Capitol Reef was great. It was
I think it's a
great surprise on this trip.
So we are hopefully at our very last gas stop. I'll give you one guess where we are. It's a Flying J, big shocker. It's his favorite.
No, it's not. Mommy, just want to see the
Oh,
photos.
We did it. We got gas.
Yay, we got gas.
At your fave.
So this will be a good segue to talk about the bigger problem that we have, which is a full black tank.
Stinks.
It's a gas station.
Blech.
So we have a full black tank, and the problem with that is we don't have any place to dump it. So I think we're about to try to find maybe a park or something.
To dump it
We could technically pay to dump here at the old Flying J, but it's $10, and I'm also in the RV lane, so I don't want to delay somebody else getting gas because that would annoy me. So I'm gonna ask Miss Robin to help me find a park so we can go dump some tanks and clean things out. Well, since we're driving this way, I thought it might be a good time to start talking about arches.
Good thing about Arches was the Devil's Garden trail. I feel like we went on a lot of garden trails. Queen's Garden, Devil's Garden.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 trails. Anyway, Devil's Garden to the Landscape Arch was a really beautiful hike, and it's actually at the very end of, basically the end of Arches National Park. So we drove all the way through and did that, and it was really, really beautiful. We saw several arches on that trail, and it was just gorgeous.
So we did see Delicate Arch, and I thought that was obviously the iconic must-do trail when you're at Arches. I mean, it's the arch that is on every Utah license plate. So I thought that was a pretty cool one. I can see why it's probably
So
one of, if not the most popular park in Utah. It's pretty cool.
So we're here at this RV dump in Bowie, Texas. We found it on sannydumps.com. Since it's at the end of our journey, we need to dump. Not that exciting, but what is exciting
Is that they say that there's a huge knife here.
Yeah, we passed the world's largest Bowie knife.
Apparently.
So we're gonna walk to it while David
Jumps.
dumps the tanks. Look at this thing. That is kind of ridiculous. Ridiculously awesome. "20 feet 6 inches by 16.5 by 16.10. That's massive.
I'm ready to throw down this video. Let's throw down. Let's talk about Canyonland.
what was your favorite?
The canyons.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about Canyonlands is we visited 2 different places.
Yes.
Island in the Sky, that was called district, and then the Needles district.
Yes.
So,
They also have the Maze District,
which we
which
did not
we
hit on.
never even caught you.
I think the Island in the Sky district was more interesting if you like seeing, like, you're on the top of a mesa, so you're looking out, and so, like, just those views are pretty cool. But the Needles district, you're actually in the canyon, and so you're just kind of surrounded by, obviously, all these different mesas. So I think that was probably the views is what I liked the most.
I really loved Mesa Arch there. It's a super easy trail. It's only half a mile. But the arch there was just, you could get just up close and personal with it. And I really, really loved that.
That was the one we touched and it broke, right?
It didn't break. We did see a crack though in it, but yes, we did touch
It's
it.
that close. You
Yes.
can literally touch it.
Right.
They put up a sign saying, don't get
Well,
on it.
yeah, don't get on it. Yeah, because obviously people have. Yeah. We had an amazing time going and seeing the Mighty Five of Utah, the Big Five of Utah, however you call them. It was an incredible journey, and I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, it was. It's definitely been a bucket list trip.
Yes, for sure.
To be able to put all 5 of those together in one trip was really